I've traveled all over our great country in search of the opportunities promised by our Constitution. My search ended when I was just 19 years old. I was on my way to college in New Mexico when my car broke down just outside of Lead. I knew right away that South Dakota was home. I met my husband, Mike Raver, a few months later. Mike's family's lived in Custer for 4 generations, and that's where we're raising our kids. Mike and I enjoy being active in our community, volunteering with Cub Scouts, Lego League, and our local Chamber of Commerce. We spend a lot of time with our neighbors and know the many troubles South Dakota families face. A healthcare crisis, an economic crisis, a debt crisis, an incarceration crisis, a child welfare crisis, an opioid crisis, a climate crisis, a housing crisis, a farming and ranching crisis. What we really have is a leadership crisis. Our representatives are unwilling to stand up for South Dakota, to represent our interests in Washington. The result? Our government doesn't even know its job, much less how to do it. It's time we elect a representative who will do the right thing and stand by the people of South Dakota. Doing what's right is hard work, but I can handle hard work. My dad taught me that. In his prime, he was a 6'3", 320-pound concrete layer, but on Thanksgiving in 1998, he suddenly collapsed. He woke up in the hospital days later, and doctors told him he'd never be able to work again. My dad couldn't build cities anymore, so he turned his strength to building me. He taught me the value of hard work and the importance of bringing out the best in people. But leadership is about more than hard work. It's about integrity, facing tough decisions, and making the right choices. I was the oldest of 5 kids. Dad was bedridden, and Mom didn't stick around long after Dad got sick. When she left, I had a choice to make. I was a good student with a bright future. I could have turned my brother and sisters and myself over to the foster care system, but it would mean breaking up my family. I knew we had to stick together. So I quit school at 13 years old and started working odd jobs to keep food on the table and to give my brother and sisters a chance. Everyone said I was crazy, that I could do better if I went alone. But I knew that we would all go further if we stuck together. And I was right. My brother and sisters have all made a life for themselves, and Dad passed away surrounded by his children, knowing we were all going to make it. And for me, I fulfilled my childhood dream of being the first in my family to earn a college degree. I have a beautiful, healthy family of my own, and I run a successful business that supports charitable organizations all over the country. I learned something important on my journey. It's okay, it's good to be willing to compromise on how we get there, as long as we never lose sight of the destination. The last few years of hardship and division have driven a rift between us as deep and wide as the Missouri River. I'm running for Congress to be the bridge that brings South Dakota together. I'm ready to do the hard work of bringing out the best in our country. When you send me to Washington, I will make sure that whatever path we take as a nation, the destination is the bright future that all South Dakotans and all Americans deserve. I'm Whitney Raver, and it would be my honor to serve you in the United States House of Representatives, and I approve this message.